Alrighty, so today I'm making a video experiment, fun thing. I'll be making rocks out of crayons, just a little nice way to help you guys remember the different types of rocks and how they are formed a little better. Um, so yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Please don't try this at home. It's like gives like a lot of heat and nothing you need to be doing. Um, so yeah, but start off. I'll show you what I'm going on. First, I'm gonna get some saran wrap. But what I'm actually gonna be doing is I have these crayons from the dollar store, but I can be choosing a couple different colors to put into my rock. So I'm actually gonna choose some of my favorite colors. Alrighty, so now I'm actually gonna be kind of peeling these. Usually I use like a cheese grater, but I don't have a cheese grater on me, so I'm actually using a potato peeler. So we'll see how this works. This is going to be my sedimentary rock. As you can see here, I did just potato peel 3 crayons into a pile of um, crayon pieces. They're all just like super little, really nothing very big. Just a bunch of like shaved crayon pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually this is our sediment. I'm actually going to turn this into a sedimentary rock. Obviously, it's not a real rock because it's made out of wax. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to kind of like fold it all up as best as I can. But I mean, I'm going to put pressure on it. Sedimentary rocks are made through pressure. I can push it. I'm actually going to do a lot more pressure by getting a rolling pin. That's what these are called. So you can kind of see how in here, I don't know if it's great quality, but you can kind of see how it's all kind of pushed together. I have little pieces kind of like this. It's all nice and kind of like flat and shoved together. It's not super sturdy. It kind of falls apart pretty easily just because it's only pushed together with pressure. You can see there's all these little flat pieces, a bunch of little pieces still falling off. Doesn't always stick together the best like this, which makes sense because all it's doing is just you're shoving it together as hard as possible. Which yeah, that's what happens in nature too, and that's why we have things like if you have ever had sandstone, other things like that, you'll notice that it actually falls apart pretty easily overall. But obviously we just have this right here. It's just a pile. Nothing too crazy cool yet. It's heated up. Hopefully it should be fine. It is quite hot. I do have hot mitts for that. But what I'll be doing is heat and pressure. So that means that I'm going to take my little thing with my sediment or my crayon rock in there. I'm just going to set that right on top of there, which is going to make it hot because this is actually a lot hotter than I thought it would get. But while that's happening, I'm also going to be putting pressure on it. So I'll be pushing down on it with this rolling pin. So it's heated and it's also getting pressured into place. So I'll just do this for a little bit. Hopefully I don't burn. It should. It seems like it's had enough time to cool down. Yes, it got a little messy. I'll try my best to kind of crack this open. But you can see this is a lot different than the last one. Just because it's squeezed out does not look as it could look. I'll put a picture up of what a different one that I do. That might look a little better. But you can see these are definitely, it looks a lot different. You can see that there's, I don't know if it's the best camera quality, but you can see it's a lot more melted together. It's kind of pushed together and melted at the same time instead of just kind of being shoved together like the sedimentary was. If you can see all these pieces I'm pulling, it did get all squeezed out. I'm gonna have to clean this up later, so that won't be extremely fun. But obviously there's all these different pieces here. You can see it's all kind of just like shoved together. You can see it's a little shinier. It's a little harder. It sticks together a lot better. Obviously it's falling apart a little bit, but that's just because of the tin foil. but it does look pretty cool. This time I am just making some igneous rock with just heat. So I have my little heater thing. I think I put more tinfoil. I put more tinfoil on it this time, so hopefully it doesn't all get messed up. I'm just gonna set it right on top of there, and we're actually just gonna leave it there for a while. I don't know if you guys can even see that very well. Let's see if I turn it. So I'm just gonna leave it right on the heating coil for a while, and hopefully that should melt it. You can see the crayons are starting to melt. I ended up not choosing to shave them this time just because they're gonna get melted anyways. But we'll see. See, they're slowly melting. They do take a little bit of time. Grab the hot pad. Hopefully just do this super carefully so I don't burn myself. I might not even be that hot on the sides. Just gonna pick it up, set it down right there, and I'll let that cool off. Move that a little closer, maybe y'all can see that a little more. But I'm just gonna let that cool down now. I don't need this. But we can see there's our molten lava. Now that's not gonna be heated anymore. It's solidifying slowly. It will take a little bit of time. So I'm just gonna leave it there for a while. But should hopefully work out. Alrighty. It looks like this has cooled down enough for me to actually do things with it. So I'll get that out of the way. But I'm actually just gonna pull this off as best as I can. And then I have, let's see, hopefully this comes up. Oh, look at that. I made a rock. Well, not a real rock, but these crayons now have gone from being just crayons. I melted them down. They became crayon magma or lava. And then now they've actually re-solidified into a solid thing. So they have become a solid again after being a liquid. And now we have an igneous rock here. So I think that's pretty cool. Maybe I can get like a, maybe that's a little brighter. Oh, look at that. So you can see that nice. You can see there's all the different parts that have melted and mixed together. On the bottom, it's not as cool mixed, but you can see all the different crayons have come together. And you have a little solid. So that's pretty cool. Kind of looks like a burger patty. But yeah, these are all different ways that the rocks are formed. You have different types of rocks. They're all formed. They can all switch between each other. So I could take this, I could take a hammer to it, break it into a bunch of pieces. So I could take a hammer and break this into a bunch of pieces, make it into sediment, and I could just push it back together, right back into a sedimentary rock. I could even try to turn this into a metamorphic rock if I wanted to try to do heat and pressure on this. But it can change. It can do other things. It can melt back down. I can melt this down again, and I could turn it back into another different rock. It would probably look different. But that's pretty cool how that all works. So yeah, good times. That's how the rocks work, and that's how a rock cycle works. So if you have any questions, always feel free to ask me. So yeah.